Nice. I think we are. Are we? Are we live? Oh, yeah, we are live. Cool. All right, guys, get ready for a fun show. Get ready. Here it is.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la.
Hey, guys.
Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la.
So, what's up, guys? Those girls that you just heard at the beginning of the show said, "You will die of old age. We will die of climate change." That was an old clip from September during, I'm presuming, as I recall, it was the climate strike. These dumb schoolgirls, mostly white, were marching and chanting in the streets, taking the day off of school. They should have been in school. I should be in school. And chanting, "We will die of old age. You will die of climate change." No, you will die of old age, referring to the old people who are not doing anything about climate change, because they're just going to live comfortable lives. But then the climate change is going to suddenly hit once these kids become adults, but they won't get adult enough to live to old age and die. They'll just die of climate change. That's what they think, even though they don't even know the future. The dumb so-called climate scientists have been predicting all kinds of madness for decades, and it's never come true. I think God's messing with them. Well, actually, Satan's messing with them. By the way, I didn't read this super chat, but I don't think I read this. This came from Soul Conscious the other day. The snakes are coming out, Hake. Yes, true. By the way, if you're watching the live video, guys, you may have seen somebody who looks a little bit like me. Like me. Right? I have a t-shirt model. Actually, I have a fan who's wearing the Hake Report t-shirt. T-shirts are for sale. I'm showing you, Joel's showing you, a picture of a man wearing the Hake Report t-shirt with the white Hake Report logo on a very nice t-shirt, tri-blend t-shirt, next level tri-blend. And he takes a little self-photograph. Some people call it a selfie, but that's cool. Nice. Who did it better? Whose biceps are bigger? I think mine are. Watch. This? Oh, yeah. His are smaller. So that's my dad.
That's Justin.
That's Justin.
He's a bodybuilder
Justin is a bodybuilder,
and a physical trainer.
a physical trainer. Not actually my dad. He just looks like me.
He said that he is your dad. He said you look like him.
He said Jesse's telling me because I look like him and he looks like me. He said that he's my dad. He's my dad. My dad actually has shorter hair. I do look a lot like my dad too, my real dad. So he wasn't the milkman. You guys don't even know what a milkman is. Joel, do you know what a milkman is?
The way you're using the term, or just the milkman in general?
Well, the milkman in general.
Yeah, we don't have that anymore, though.
Right.
The milkman used to come by and drop off milk.
Right.
Right.
Before either of us were born.
Right.
And I'm pretty sure that you know the way I'm using the term.
Right. Because he'll come to the door.
The term lasted even though the practice went out of style. But yeah, the milkman used to come and leave a bottle of milk at the door. The Iceman would do it too. They'd leave a big chunk of ice, a big cube.
Oh, I didn't know they had an Iceman. Interesting.
Nick says, yeah, and I can't even repeat it. I mean, he said it it's kind of a clean euphemism, but he he just came right out and said it, Nick. Not Nick the producer, not Nick Jesse's producer, but Nick in the in the Periscope. I'm gonna get to your calls, guys. Hang tight. 888-775-3773. But shout out to Justin for the thank you for the photograph. Very cool shirt. Show it one more time for the people. And if you're listening on the podcast, make sure you come. Oh, maybe I'll post it on my blog post too, of thehakereport.com/blog. There it is. That's Justin, and that's a T-shirt. Justin comes to church, I think. Cool. So, Trump called out Mini Mike, by the way. I'm going to get to all that stuff. Let me get to first, though, to a couple of callers. I got a tip from Maria, my friend, our friend, who said that March is Women's History Month. And I haven't heard it elsewhere, but I'm not really paying that much attention. And on Sunday, I don't believe that I looked at CNN's email updates. Sunday was the first of the month. And normally they'll tell me things like this. They'll say, hey, James, it's Women's History Month. Let me just Google it. Oh my gosh, it is. Google tells me, and Google never lies. Google is not fake news. I'm being a little bit sarcastic. But yeah, Women's History Month in 2020, the United States began on Sunday, March 1st and ends on Tuesday, March 31st. It's ridiculous. And part of the reason that I'm mentioning it is because it's more like Women Are History Month, and the men too. Those girls chanting, you will die of old age, we will die of climate change, mostly girls preaching that stuff. And they're going to end up being women, most of them, I'm presuming, if climate change doesn't get them first. Well, they're not going to be real women. They're going to be little feminists, climate alarmist feminists. And just women aren't women and men aren't men anymore. Jesse's right about that stuff. And that's why I support Bond. It's part of it. And there's so many examples. Some dumb protesters jumped on stage right down in Baldwin Hills, California, just down the road, where Joe Biden was speaking. And they're vegan females. And they're not just normal vegans. They are radicals who jump on stage preaching their let dairy die mess. And I don't know, just being a mess. Climate radicals. Actually, they're animal rights radicals, maybe. And then you have all these eco-anxiety kids that I told you about yesterday, talking about having nightmares and losing sleep and having poor eating habits because they're concerned about the adults not doing enough to fight climate change, as if they can. And then let me just show this other clip from back in January. Joel, I think it's 19-2 from January of this year. These young girls, just a very brief clip, and just remind you of it, because these girls become women, and this is why I say women are history. Here's these young girls acting very ladylike. Listen to this from Women's March.
What? Donald Trump! He's stupid!
I'm almost sorry that I bleeped it, because you don't really catch what they're saying and you don't feel the full effect of a child saying F Donald Trump. But they're saying F, only the real word, Donald Trump. I don't even repeat it. I wish that I didn't bleep it. I almost wish that I didn't bleep it, because you don't really get the full effect of these cute little girls with their cute little voices sitting at Women's March and holding a sign that says F Rainbow CK Donald Trump. That's what their sign says. Dumb girls. It's no wonder that little boys don't like little girls. Anyways, let me get to some callers, and then I'll show you this Joe Biden mess. Joe Biden, by the way, Women's History Month, Joe Biden is a kiss up to the women. He's a kiss up to the, you're going to hear, kiss up to the illegal aliens, a kiss up to unions. He is a socialist, as Jesse Lee Peterson made the point at the beginning of the first hour. And not the good kind, because some of you guys like it, but you're not for these globalist socialists. Anyways, Chris Matthews is a kiss up. Chris Matthews being the MSNBC hardball host, ex-host. He apologized to the women for complimenting them. He now knows that it's never okay and nobody should do it, even though he got to do it for a while. 23 years before he was finally kicked off. By the way, I'm wearing my Men's History Month t-shirt in honor of Women's History Month. I said Women's History Month, ridiculous. You can get this one at Jesse Lee Peterson's Teespring store, and you can get mine at the Hake Report Teespring store. Mine that you saw Justin wearing, the guy with the biceps. That's teespring.com/stores/the Hake Report, or just go to thehakereport.com. Look in the menu, and there's a link to the Teespring store. Jesse Lee Peterson's, you got to figure it out yourself. No, I'm kidding. It's jesseleepeterson.com or rebuildingtheman.com/stores, and you'll see it. Cool? Cool. Let me get to Robert out of Pasadena City. City of Pasadena. Where you at? California. How are you doing, Robert?
I'm doing well, James. How are you?
Doing fine. It's good to hear from you again.
I have two comments and then a question. Two short comments.
Yes.
The one is, what is the beach that's like your logo at the opening of the show? Like, where is that?
That's in Santa Monica. That's right at the Santa Monica Pier.
Ooh, very cool.
Yeah.
And then
I took the shot myself too.
Ooh.
Yeah,
that
but
was a good
Google
shot,
enhanced
dude.
it.
Oh, okay. That's awesome.
Yeah.
The technology of the future.
I know.
And then also I wanted to ask, I came to church a little while back and I shook your hand. I was wondering if you remember meeting me at all?
Possibly. If I saw your face, I'm sure I would remember you. But by your voice and the points that you make, I don't remember you.
Yeah. I got called a beta by Jesse.
That doesn't help.
Well, anyway.
Not that it should hurt any less, because he calls everybody a beta, because it should still hurt the individual beta. The beta suffers. Anyways.
I'm going to come to the men's thing tomorrow. So
okay.
We if you're there, we can say hi again.
I might. Are you tall?
Yeah, I'm tall.
Okay.
Blonde and green eyes.
Okay. Yeah, there's another tall guy who sounds a little like you, but I think he's Hispanic. I don't think he's blonde. I think I do remember you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I recognize your voice, but there's a couple of guys that sound a little like you. That's cool. I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow at the Men's Forum. Right on.
Yeah, I look forward to the Men's Forum too.
Yeah.
Well, now I have my question.
Okay.
Which is that I've dated interracially before. I've dated Hispanics and Indians and
wow.
And I've even dated a couple of black people. You know, there's not a lot around.
Women?
Yeah, women.
Okay.
Only exclusively women.
Just good.
Whew. So, my question is, you know, I only bring that up to say, like, I'm not some sort of, you know, like, bigot or anything. But now I've realized that when I see interracial couples, especially, like, if it's a white woman with, like, you know, a Mexican guy or a black guy, before, it used to make me, like, angry. And I remember I felt hate. But I realized that that's not right. I shouldn't. That's evil, and I shouldn't be feeling that way.
Yeah.
But even now that I have that, you know, I don't hate. I don't get angry about it, but it still makes me like uncomfortable. Like I want to move away from it, and I turn my head. And I don't want to look at it.
Yeah.
And I was wondering, like, is that like wrong? Is that a bad thing? Like, should I try to fix that I feel this way? Like, what do you think? And I'd like to know what Joel thinks too, if he's open to talking.
Okay,
Because I know
interesting.
he believes differently.
Yeah, he'd be welcome to comment about it. Let's see. Joel, respond. Mike.
Okay. Hey, Robert.
Hello.
So I think that you're entitled to believe, what you want to believe as far as the interracial thing. As far as you being grossed out or looking the other way, I don't know if it should be that serious. Because if you weren't doing that before and then you're doing it now, I don't know if necessarily that should be the case where it like turns you off in that way. But unless you equate it to like seeing two homosexuals kissing and that makes you feel uncomfortable, then I mean I can understand that. I just don't see it in that light. I don't see it as not, and I also don't see it as being right either. I don't see it as right or wrong.
Yeah.
Because I haven't been revealed either way. But for you to like make your skin crawl, I don't know if that's normal, in my opinion.
Yeah. What do you think, Hake? I'm interested in what both of you have to say about that.
Yeah. How come you said that you're not a bigot or anything at the very beginning before you?
Well, it's because I wanted to establish that it's not that it's this irrational, I don't want, these people dating us. It's not like that at all. It's just I've had experience with it and I've done it before, and I love all people. I love all cultures. I think they all have wonderful things to give. But I don't know. That's why I brought it up. Dude, that's why I said, I'm not a bigot. It's because I wanted to show you that, it's not coming from a place of hate. It's coming from I don't know. I think it comes from a survival part of me, because I talked with Jesse about this on his show this morning, and that, it's no secret that white people are becoming a minority in America.
Right.
And that's happening in Canada and Britain and France and Germany. And it's just like when I dated interracially, I don't really have sex out of wedlock. I haven't since high school.
Yeah, okay.
I'm 20 now. But I don't know that for them. So I think it's just a sign that the country is going downhill, and that, the white world everywhere, this is the trend, and I want us to exist. I think this is a sign we're not going to exist, if this continues.
Yeah.
That's where it comes from for me. Not, bigotry, not hatred, but love, that I want us to continue.
Are you sure that you have love?
I'm pretty sure I have love.
Pretty
I want
sure.
them to do well. I care for them. I don't want bad things to happen to them or anybody.
Right, but everybody feels. Almost everybody feels that way, but almost everybody doesn't have love.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, my take on this thing, and it doesn't sound right to me. I agree with Joel that it doesn't sound right that you get upset over it.
Yeah.
This is merely a symptom of a bigger problem with whites and with America and with all people. This advocacy on behalf of mixing the races, I think that if it happens naturally, then that's fine. But I think. But there's a promotion of it for sure. You see it in all of the advertising. You just see it. They're just promoting a white guy with an Asian, a white guy with a black, a white guy with a Hispanic, whatever. Or you see that all the time, and they're promoting it. And it's part of this fake diversity thing where if people are mixed together, then they'll get used to each other and they'll love each other. But that's not real love. That's just it's a misguided mama thing. It's an imitation of like the kingdom of God. The kingdom of God, there's like all different people, right? But those people are actually about what's right. But you'll notice that all these diversity people are about liberalism. They hate what's right.
Yeah, they're about evil.
Yeah, they are. And so maybe I don't know exactly why you're getting mad. Like just pray on it. You can ask Jesse, but definitely don't be mad about it. I don't
agree.
really support the idea of it, although I have interracially dated myself, but I do sense that it just seems weird, it looks weird, and it's like the weak white guys end up with these other races, especially Asians.
Oh, for sure.
And you just
Yeah,
see it. I mean,
definitely.
it's so obvious, and it doesn't look right. But you can't judge them or yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. The judgment. This is. I was touching myself.
And I wouldn't
like, when
I wouldn't try to get away from it necessarily. Yeah, you don't want to
Uh-huh.
you don't want to dwell in evil, but
Yeah.
that's not like moving to a different place is not going to protect you
Yeah.
from yourself, the evil within. You know, it's just going to evil is just
You're
going
right.
to stay with you. Yeah.
You're right. That's. You're certainly right about that. That's why I like once when it first started happening, I recognized immediately that this is not right for me to be judgmental, to be angry, because there's this quote from Star Wars from Yoda, and he says that fear leads to anger, and anger leads to hatred, and hatred leads to suffering. So if I fear that white people are going away, so we shouldn't be dating people, that makes me angry. That might lead to me hating people.
Yeah.
If I hate people, that's only going to lead to me suffering, and I don't want that.
You want the whites first of all to become right, and then once they become right,
Yeah.
then all these other issues will take care of themselves, because they'll have the sense themselves to know what's right. And even if some of them do interracially marry, they'll be able to overcome that suspicion and anger and hatred that arises in those interracial babies so often, because a lot of times these interracial babies end up resenting their parents, and they go to these public schools and just become full of hate. They just I mean, this happens with all kids, right? They eventually turn away from their parents for a while, if not forever.
Yeah.
And some of them don't even realize it. And
Yeah, you're right.
it's even more complicated with the interracial thing. But but still, if somebody did interracially marry and make the mixed babies, if he's right, then he can like kind of overcome that stuff. Because what's done is done. You're not gonna once you have the babies, you're not gonna break up your family.
Yeah, you're right. And
Yeah.
I think Joel's right too, that I shouldn't take it so seriously, because I do think it's not that serious.
Yeah.
I think
You
it's
gotta
just
worry about
something I wanted
yourself.
to. Yeah, you're right. I should worry about what's right for me and the things that I should be doing,
I noticed
and
that
not be focused on.
these guys that, including myself, have done this over when we get concerned about the goings on in the country and then among whites and all that. You become like, that's like at your lowest point in your own personal life. Like you're a mess yourself, usually. Anything else,
true.
Joel?
I mean, that's right.
Well, yeah. Well, kind of like what you're saying is that, it's like if you see it for yourself to be wrong, and you see that, it shouldn't happen and you just believe it doesn't happen, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But like like James was saying, to feel a certain way about it, and then, want to, be away from it, or if you don't want to be around it, then you don't have to be around it. But just to see it as it is, and then, not feel a certain way about it. But James is also right, is that, Hollywood pushes, the interracial thing, in the wrong way, where I do feel like there is an agenda to, like try to prove to yourself that you're not racist, so you go get the opposite race.
Yeah.
But
I find that the whites that go with other races are the most distasteful of white people in general, and that the mixed race children, whether it's half white and half Asian or half white and half black or whatever, they identify more the Asian or the black or the Hispanic, and they hate on white people. They're the most out in front about denouncing.
Yeah, I noticed
white
like the mixed blacks are some of the most radical, like
For sure.
Jason
Yeah,
Williams, that
100%.
actor guy, and And that one guy who works for New York Daily News, what's his name? Sean King. I'm halfway laughing because there's controversy. People think that he's not even remotely black at all.
Dude, if you look at him in his pictures from like the 5th grade, that dude's white. He's a white man.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't care. It's just funny to me.
Yeah.
Anyway, Robert, good talking with you, man. Look forward to seeing
man.
you.
Thank you for the advice.
All right.
See you tomorrow.
Take care. Sorry, guys. It was just so interesting. Anything else, Joel?
No.
Okay.
That was good.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Louis out of Idaho. How are you doing? Louis.
Hello, man.
Hey, I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing right today.
Right.
You know what? I had both my parents tell me they're both from New York. They're divorced, but
Yeah.
that Bloomberg was the one to beat Trump.
Yeah, you know what? I knew that none of them could, right? Bloomberg
No one could beat Trump.
Yeah. He's boring, but he has money, and I respect the money. You got to respect the money. That's like crazy to have $70 billion.
You're right.
But anyways, yeah, he's out. Bloomberg is out, and he's endorsed Joe Biden. What a sucker. All these
Joe
dinos.
Biden, he was bought off. He was bought off.
Yeah.
He
was bought off. Who was bought off? Bloomberg or Joe Biden?
Biden.
Yeah.
Biden, remember, you know what? Who cares?
Yeah.
Trump 2020, Trump 24, Eric or Don
Yeah.
and his wife and his sister and whatever, we're going to have a new legacy.
That would be,
It's best for America.
yeah, if his family steps up, Eric Trump I like. Don Jr., I respect him, although I don't like what he's doing in his personal life. I think that he's making a
I
mistake.
don't know enough about his personal life with Kimberly. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm referring to.
Okay.
Yeah. But hey, it's almost like father like son, except that the son is making more beta of mistakes than the father because the son is marrying older women. But anyways, man, Don Jr., you're okay. I like you.
America needed a Don for
like
a long
that.
time. The Mafia Don. We got it.
Yeah. Louis, good to hear from you, man. Yeah, your parents.
Take it easy.
Be patient with your parents, man.
I love my parents. That's cool, man.
Right
Thank
on.
you, bye.
All right. Take care. See, Christine out of New Jersey. Christine, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine. No woman is good.
Yes, I am.
Oh, you are? Okay. Dang.
You better believe it.
Whoa. All right. So what's up?
Nothing. I feel like my call is going to get messed up now because that guy just called it in about Biden. I don't know.
Oh, man. That wasn't me. Christine, if you're able to reconnect, do call back. Let me get to Chris out of Los Angeles, California. Chris, what the heck? Somebody's messing with our lines. Chris, call back too. Chris and Christine, call back. Sorry about that, guys. Don Jr. New Girl is nice, except for her voice. This is Raymond 11. Oh man, I like Kimberly Guilfoyle even, but not for each other. They need to stop this divorce and remarriage stuff. It's not wise. Don Jr. already has, 4 kids? That's awesome. Just be a single father. That's my advice, but people got to do what they got to do. Elfin says Protestants and Jews created women's rights. Betas! Elfin, are you Catholic? Are you a griper? I appreciate that, Elfin. Thank you for the super chat. Marcus Jones sucks says, should we use gulags to put liberals to work? I think we should use the chain gang to use put the criminals to work. By criminals, I mean the liberals in the prisons who committed crimes. Giovanni A. Sunglasses. Cool. Right on, man. Appreciate you guys. And then, of course, Hot Computer Smell gave a diamond that said, Hake and Joel work well on a double team call. Appreciate that. Cool. Appreciate that. Let me get to KT out of DC. KT, it's good to hear from you.
Hey, what's going on? Good morning, James.
Good morning. Doing fine. How are you?
Doing good, doing good. I just wanted to respond to that, or just add on to that caller who talked about interracial dating.
Yeah.
So I'm black, and my wife is Asian. And I noticed one thing during my fallen state that, and I agree with Jesse with this, it's the spirit, right? I was attracted to non-black women because they had this outward presentation of, niceness.
Right.
As opposed to black, you know how black women are, a little rough around the edges here and there,
Yeah.
So I was not attracted to that. I was not attracted to that spirit, right?
Yeah.
But then I would see I'll go see some white girls, really nice, nice spirit, and I'll go date them, and end up finding out they're just like those other black women.
Right.
there's no difference.
Yep.
They just they're kind of nice on the outside, but once you go behind closed doors, it's different. It's a different subject.
Yeah.
So it's all about the spirit. It's all about the spirit, and I don't think. I mean, you also see a lot. You also hear and see a lot of black people, talk. Oh, I'm only interested in black women, or black queens or black kings. Only marry black, but they marry black people. They marry, but they still face the same issues that any other couple would face. They still go through that pain. They still go through that suffering. So when it comes to interracial dating, I really don't care about the color. I only care about, what the spirit of the person. So I agree with Joel. It doesn't bother me, dating, outside of my race, but what really matters is what's inside this person.
Are the women from Africa, is it Ghana originally that you're from?
I'm from East Africa.
Oh, okay. Are those women like that too, or is it just the American black women?
They're all. It's the same. The spirit is the same. Yeah, it's the same. They're all crazy.
But then let me, because you called in about these Bloomberg ad people freaking out, trying to get to gotcha on Jesse, and you said it reminds me of my wife, talking about trying to catch you.
Yeah. Right.
So
crazy.
So her respectfulness is fairly thin itself, right? It's not real. That she has that same woman's spirit. It's just that she doesn't have the outward nasty attitude, blatant.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah.
Right. And the good thing with my wife is she's waking up. She's waking up. She can see it.
Yeah.
I point out to her, and I'm like, she can see what she's doing. That's a good thing. But she's still. She still acts like a woman.
Yeah. Interesting, man.
So
appreciate
that. Yeah,
very,
very interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah.
All right, James. Great show. Keep up the great work.
Thank you. Look forward. I hope you're able to make it out to maybe the 30th anniversary or whenever you're.
Yeah, I was planning to come down this week. Actually, that's my birthday. My birthday was yesterday.
Oh yeah.
So I was planning to come down in March, but this whole coronavirus stuff, travel restrictions, and
true.
So I was like, what, we have a little baby, so we'll just stay put for now.
Better safe than sorry, man.
Later in the summer.
Good point.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Hopefully it blows over before time. I think it'll be fall when we have our thing. So.
Yeah, I hope so.
Thank you, KT. It's good to hear from you.
All right. Take care, James.
All right. You too. Let me get to Christine out of New Jersey. Christine, you're back. Thanks for calling back.
I'm back.
Hey. So you were saying, you were saying?
I was trying to understand. I wanted to know your opinion on how you think Joe Biden won that election.
Oh. Because he's the biggest name, and he's like kind of trusted. and he is
Trusted? That's a weird word.
trusted by the the Democrats. He's like
okay.
in a sense that he's tried and true to the Democrats in being evil and a liar.
Okay.
He's brazen. He's shameless. I remember when he shut down Paul Ryan in 2012 in the the vice presidential debates. He was just shamelessly repeating his lies, and he shut Paul Ryan down to where all Paul Ryan could do was just sit there and smile, and it was pathetic. And because Paul Ryan knows that it's not politically correct to call a liar, or whatever. It's only politically correct to call truth tellers a liar, like Trump tells the truth.
Yeah, but he does tell the truth.
Yeah. So that's my take on how Biden won. He's been in the public eye, and the people who don't pay a lot of attention to politics, they see that name, they see that face, they basically trust him. So because they're suckers, right? But
he looks so dopey.
He does. He does. And that's kind of probably adds to the appeal in some cases because he seems harmless. A lot of people like to vote in harmless seeming men. But actually, look, all of them look dopey. You look at Bloomberg, you look at Elizabeth Warren. She's like waving and her whole body waves with her.
Oh, I love that. That's my favorite thing. I do it all the time.
And then
call on me, call on me, call on me.
And then you have what's his name? Bernie Sanders, like wilting before Black Lives Matter. He's pathetic. All of these people are so dopey and pathetic. Not one of them are like inspiring, even looking like a man. Not even a good imitation. So that's why I think Biden won. But I don't know if he's completely won because it sounds like Bernie is winning or has won in California, which is a major source of so-called delegates.
I thought they didn't let that out yet. I thought that wasn't.
I don't know if it's final. But
okay.
Yeah. We'll see. I don't really care. It's going to be interesting to see who he goes up against. I'm going to play a clip.
It doesn't matter. They're not going to win.
Right.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But I just thought it was funny.
Yeah.
All right, James. I love you so much.
Thank you, Christine. It's good to hear from you.
And I love your gray hair.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I have gray hair. Wow,
you do have gray hair.
Take care, Christine. Bye. It's actually white, I think. Of white hairs. Yeah, I think redheads, they turn gray and white fast. But anyways, let me play this. Trump has been calling out Mini Mike Bloomberg, and he has become irrelevant now. But this tweet is unavailable. But I saw it and I retweeted it. I should have recorded it and screenshotted it and archived it, but nobody did. Nobody thought to archive it. But he tweeted, and I have headlines in the tweets, and I'll play the video for you after. It's a silent video. But he said, Mini Mike, don't lick your dirty fingers, both unsanitary and dangerous to others and yourself. And you can see I took a screenshot of the copy of it. The text of it, because the tweet got deleted or it's unavailable. It didn't say that the tweet has been deleted. So I don't believe that Trump deleted this tweet. I don't know what to believe. I don't know whether this was considered bullying by, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if Twitter took it down or what. But I saw that tweet and I retweeted it. I liked it. Saying Mini Mike, that's a reference to Mike Bloomberg, who Trump says is 5'4", but I think he's actually 5'8", just an inch and a quarter shorter than me. Inch and 3/4 after I have a nice long sleep and my spine is stretched out. But he calls him 5'4" and Mini Mike. He said, "Don't lick your dirty fingers, both unsanitary and dangerous to others and yourself." And that's a good point because of this coronavirus stuff. Well, I'm going to show you this video, and I'm going to have to describe it as well. I got this from The tweet got taken down, so you can't see the video. But Summit Magazine or 7-Ummit Magazine on YouTube shared it. So I screen recorded it. It is silent. Apparently, he posted, what is it, an Instagram or a Snapchat thing? Video of himself, 78-year-old man, and he looks like an old man, to be honest. Eating out, like, I don't know if it's pizza or pastries or what. Look at this. Look at this video. It's 15 seconds long. We might have to play it a couple times to catch on to it. Go ahead and play it, Joel, because it's silent. This guy is, you know which one I'm talking about? Yeah, there it is. He's standing over a table getting food, and I guess it's pizza. I guess maybe he ripped off the crust. It says, when in doubt, rip the crust off. And you see him, he put the crust back in he put the crust back in the pizza box. That's, maybe he was finished off the last piece. I don't know what he was. Yeah. 78 years old, and then this is his own account that's tweeting this, not tweeting this out, putting it out on, I think, I don't know if that's Instagram or what. Oh, maybe the kids know what this is. But look, he's like put the whole thing in his mouth and then like licking his fingers, and you see he's like hunched and he's short and frail almost. Reminds me of my grandma before she died. Just like my grandmother moved around still pretty well, but she was small like this. I think she was probably a little shorter than Mike Bloomberg, because she was shorter than me by a few inches. Bloomberg's only 1 inch shorter than me. But he is $70 billion richer than me, so that's cool. Well, I should say $69.5 billion, because he spent $500 million on his failed presidential campaign. Man, what a shame to be an old... I hate to use this phrase, but what a shame to be a liberal at that age. You used to be Republican. Don't stand on your principles, stand behind stop and frisk, which was a good thing. He's apologized for stop and frisk, and he's become kind of a, I don't even want to repeat what I'm thinking, the phrase that I'm thinking about this man. Because I hate to think like ill of people. This doesn't feel good. Beta. But he's like a silly old man. And that's what's happened to so many people in this country. Both the conservatives and the liberals have become like, they're not strong, respectable, elderly men that you respect. And then the kids are disrespectful anyways, even if you are respectable. But he's like licking his fingers and... And so Trump called him out. And now the tweet is unavailable. I'm sorry, guys. I should have archived it. There's this website called archive.is, and you type it in, and then you paste the link that you want archived, and it's great. It's handy. Then it's saved forever, presumably, right? Who knows what's going to happen with the internet. So Bloomberg is irrelevant now because he's dropped out of the race. And Trump's is like, man, you wasted all that money. I could have told you. Maybe I did tell you. But what a shame. Anyways, I'm going to try to get to the next silly old man, Joe Biden. But hold on. Let me get to Daniel. Chris out of Los Angeles. I don't know what happened. I hope you call back, but we'll talk. By the way, Chris and everybody, Men's Forum tomorrow night. Daniel out of Houston, Texas. First-time caller. What's up?
Hi, James. I'm really happy to be able to call in here. I love your show.
Thanks, man.
I love your show. I came across your show because I was following people like Asmodor.
Nice.
And, you know, I really enjoy how you, Asmodor, Jesse Lee Peterson, Andrew Wang, Wangwin, I really enjoy how you all kind of collaborated and you kind of feed off each other. And I just wanted to say, I really don't have a question or anything. I just wanted to say thank you for all that. I think you guys have made a lot of progress, and I think you're doing God's work.
I appreciate that, Daniel. Thanks, man. It's good to hear from you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Take care. Yeah, the people on the side of good need to unite. And even if you disagree that Jesse took the Bloomberg ad or whatever, but you can plainly see that Jesse's message hasn't changed and is right. Don't get mad at the people who are making fun of you for disagreeing with the Bloomberg ad. And the people who disagree with the Bloomberg ad, cut them some slack. They don't know. I think even Joel might, I don't know. Whatever. Let's not get into that. Let me play this Joe Biden thing, and then I will open up the treasure chest on dlive.tv/the Hake Report. Make sure you follow me, guys. It's right. It's so cool. But here's a clip of Joe Biden last night. He was down in Baldwin Hills, California. It's like a black area, but it's kind of well-to-do. I didn't notice too many blacks over there, though. But he was having a little rally thing. And he's like not convincing at all. He's like shouting, trying to convince you, but he's not convincing you. And then in this clip, it's a minute and a half or less, or a little bit more actually. There's vegans that jump up on stage. And there's a picture actually of his wife, Jill Biden. She stood by her man, right? Her male. Is fending off the vegans. But listen to this clip, 12, Joel. Joe Biden gets protested by the vegans, but also listen to the dumb stuff that he's saying. Anyways, guys, listen to this. And watch.
Let's get something straight. Wall Street didn't build this country. You built this country. The middle class built this country.
Middle class.
And unions built the middle class.
Socialist.
In the neighborhoods we come from, the three...
Let dairy die. Protester, female. Let dairy die. She's not the only one, too. Look, another. The black man ripped it out of her hand.
Well, let's see. We're going to go. Look. The middle class is getting clobbered. The middle class is getting clobbered. Too many people in the neighborhoods that Jill and Val and I grew up in. So they're getting hurt. They're badly hurt. And guess what? They're the places where we come from, many of you come from. It's where we were raised. The people, they're the reason why I'm running. There's the reason why I'm a Democrat in the first place.
I don't know, man.
These are people who build our bridges, repair our roads, keep our water safe, who teach our kids. Look, who race into burning buildings to protect other people, who grow our food, build our cars, pick up our garbage, our streets, veterans, dreamers, single moms. And by the way, every dreamer, have hope because I'm coming and you're not going anywhere.
Did you hear what he just said there? Dreamers, have no fear because I'm coming and you're not going anywhere. Meaning he supports the illegal aliens. You know, in the good old days when unions were at least somewhat pro-America, because unions are just a socialist, communist ploy to just divide and conquer the classes and all that stuff. And unions are just like they're just meant to keep the workers just spoiled enough to be happy enough. And then the union bosses take that money and support communists like him, Democrats, who are destroying America. And then now, like the good old days, the unions used to not like illegal aliens, but now he's keeping illegal aliens here. And the unions are dumb enough to still support him. Some of them do support Trump. I'm showing scenes of this Hispanic girl getting her sign that says, "Let dairy die," ripped out by a black man. I don't know if that's Secret Service or just a bodyguard or a guard or whatever. Just those protester women, they got awfully close to Joe Biden and Jill Biden. She like fended them off. Jill being the wife of the Beta Joe. Let dairy die. Vegans. Yeah, where were those guys at Bernie's rallies? But Joe Biden, he was a vice president, so it seems like he's supposed to actually get like lifelong Secret Service, no? Or am I wrong? Joe Biden's wife is so enamored in her senile husband, or maybe she's more power hungry than he is, says Refocus Zone. Yeah, Joe Biden is not striking me as his sharpest, being at his sharpest. And he's like shouting like he's trying to convince you, but he's not convincing. Can you imagine Trump talking? When Trump talks at rallies, he speaks with authority. But Joe Biden just has no authority. I just wanted to share that with you because it was just kind of shocking. And then that's another example of these educated women, Women's History Month, pretending like they're about what's right and stuff like that. This is education. This is what education is getting you guys. Well, not you guys, but some of these people, where they're going to storm a stage of a Democrat because presumably they support the Democrats too. And then they push their animal rights stuff or something. Let dairy die. That means stop drinking milk because it's exploiting the cows or something. Which maybe you're not supposed to drink milk. Do you drink milk, Joel? No.
I don't like milk.
Oh, okay. Dang. See? And Joel is healthier than all of us. Except for Jesse. I think. Who would win in a fight?
Jesse gets smoked.
Oh, man. So that's why I say women are history. And we need Men's History Month. And this is a picture of a... Oh, where am I? You can barely see him. That is... I'm showing you... this is a man... was a man named Booker T. Washington. And Jesse had... He used to teach... for a little while, he taught... like, he had the Bond Leadership Academy for boys. And he taught an ethics class. And he had the boys reading a book by Booker T. Washington. I think it was called Character Building, if I remember right. And it was, I mean, I overheard some of the things because it was when I was early on when I was a producer of the Jesse Lee Peterson show. And it was some solid, old school, logical lessons. And that's, I don't know, it's nice. Anyways, let me get to Blaze and Hogs out of Dayton, Ohio. And guys, I'm going to open the treasure chest in like 2 minutes. Hey, Blaze and Hogs.
Hey, FYI, I keep telling Nick, it is hard to hear you guys when we are on hold.
Oh, okay. Good to hear. Yeah. Good to hear about that. Thank you for reminding us. We'll talk to Billy about it.
Yeah, this goes back to when I called in last time. Thank God I'm a country boy. They was talking about cow farts and all that.
Right.
Those women you just showed, those aren't even dairy cows on the picture. Those beef cows.
Those are beef cows, huh?
They don't even know what a dairy cow is. Dairy die. They don't even know.
Wow.
And these people are just so clueless living in these big cities.
Yeah.
God help them.
Yeah. You know, we put out a Bond Sunday service clip yesterday on the Bond Rebuilding the Man channel, and it was talking about how whites are wrong for being afraid and not telling the truth to blacks, and blacks are wrong for not wanting to hear the truth, and how he doesn't see himself as a good person and he hasn't met a good person yet. And at one point he's like, I like Ozzy. And there's this lady in church who's a country girl. And he's like, Jesse Lee Peterson, he credits partly his country upbringing for the work ethic and the simplicity and the respect that he learned as a kid in life growing up. But people don't have that respect for the South or the country. By the country, I mean the country people anymore. And it's such a shame. They have this false respect for education, including the blacks have this push for education. It's a brainwashing thing. What a shame.
Sure is. And to reiterate, when I was talking about, the cattle versus the hogs, you remember Napoleon Dynamite, the movie, them chicken barns are way worse than cows as well.
Yeah, that's true. We had.
I forgot. I was talking about sheep in the hog barns, but I've been in them chicken barns too, and it's just as bad as
It's horrible, huh?
South hog barn. Oh God.
We used to drive by a duck farm over in the San Gabriel Valley where I grew up when we were on the running team, cross country track, and we would drive down the 605 freeway, and over when we were passing this school called Mountain View High School, there was a duck farm too, and the ducks smelled awful. It was interesting. Luckily, they shut it down. But yeah.
I mean, you get all them, they concentrate them all in the barn.
Yep.
Thousands of them. But no, just giving you the farmer's perspective here.
Appreciate it, man.
Take care. Bye.
All right. Take care. I don't think Blazing Hogs is a vegan. Right on. So we're opening the treasure chest now. Or right now. So click the chest. Duckwaffen Farm. Yeah. So, let me get over here. It's so bad. I saw a Drudge headline that Fox canceled the show hours after this star, Timothy Hutton, was accused of rape. I don't know who Timothy Hutton is, but nowadays it's so bad that people are just basing off of accusations. It's as if the accusation itself gives the person a bad name, and people shouldn't go along with that. They should have that principle of innocent unless proven guilty, and they should also not get overexcited. I make this point a lot about these liberals going down, these including like evil people, like say Jeffrey Epstein or Weinstein, Harvey Weinstein. Because you'll notice that they're only going after the men. They're not going after the women for doing the wrong that they did. And that's unbalanced, and that's part of the attack on men. And Chris Matthews, just because he's a liberal and totally on the side of evil, practically totally, and because he gets what he deserves by kissing up and apologizing. He totally does. But just realize that it is part of the attack on men. And I think you guys already know that. But some people, I had a little argument with Skip over this Epstein thing, because this Epstein thing is it's being used not for good by the mainstream. It's being used as an attack on men. Even though whatever he did, their reason for their exploitation of it is to get men. It's kind of like with this coronavirus. The liberal media didn't really care until they had a get Trump angle, as Mike Cernovich pointed out on Twitter. He said until the liberal media, well, he didn't call them the liberal media, that's what I call them. They didn't really pay attention to it until they had a get Trump angle. And that's why Trump called it a hoax. And then they said, oh, Trump called the coronavirus a hoax, when they're the ones hoaxing, because that's not what he said. But I say it all the time, evil people aren't equipped to call out evil, so don't join forces with them in their call-outs of evil. Smiley responded to 6 PBS employees. What's that guy's first name again? Tavis Smiley. And Woody Allen, too. All these dumb liberal men, worse than dumb, evil liberal men, getting attacked and trying to respond to the attacks and all this stuff is pathetic. You see Woody Allen is going to come out with a surprise autobiography, as if anybody wants to read that. Rather watch his funny movies or something. Congratulations to Reed Johnson, Mr. Badger, Shaggy Boy, Dark Side of the Bear, what? And Sean Breed. I almost said Sean Bread. Sorry, Sean. Right on, guys. Appreciate it. And thank you to Hot Computer Smell, Ferocious Chihuahua. Right on, Ferocious Chihuahua. Mr. Badger, TNT 88. He White, Drop the Act. Nice. Garand Bear. Is that is in M1 Garand? That's awesome. Nice rifle. Reed Johnson, Brandon M. JJ Hempcrete Bear. Awesome. Thank you for the lemons. That's cool. And let me just double check this YouTube. Thank you guys for the super chats again. Appreciate it. Make sure you come to the men's forum. It is excellent. The men's forums are first Thursday for men only. 7 p.m. at Bond, no charge. You can support Bond still though. And then women's forums, third Thursday of the month, typically. Keep in touch with us. Make sure you're on the email list, rebuildingtheman.com/subscribe. Both email and physical mail. We send out good physical mail. Jib Jab says, over already? I know, it's crazy. But we'll be back tomorrow, which is Thursday. And then, of course, hopefully we'll have more items for you. Hopefully even possibly a Sunday service in this evening. But we'll keep you abreast of that. Stay tuned on Bond Rebuilding the Man YouTube channel. All right, guys. Take care.